Welcome back to the gun dungeon. Sitting there loading up some 44 Magnums here. Now, granted, these are no barn burner 44 Magnums. These are pretty light little loads, a little unique load with 240 grain semi wad cutter lead load. These are pretty light little loads, and whenever you watch my upcoming Colt Anaconda video, you will understand why I'm sitting here loading up some pretty light little 44 Magnum loads. But that is to be seen later on down the road. Big fan 44 Magnum. Big fan of double action revolvers, even though I can't shoot them all that well. But I like chunking big old pieces of heavy lead, mediocre speeds, and banging some steel with it. So here we are. So to the topic of today's reloading and rambling. Not going to be a super long topic, I don't think. But I wanted to talk about more or less getting your children involved in shooting sports, hunting, even some defensive stuff. You know, I mean, it's never too early to start that type of stuff. I think it's super important that we do. One, you know, you carry your habits and values and your traditions with you through life that you learn at an early age. And that also comes with, you know, gun safety, respect for firearms, how you handle firearms, how you view them. I think it's very important that firearms aren't seen as taboo to your children, because just like anything else, when you're told don't touch, keep away, make something taboo, as soon as you're away and the kids have the ability to, what's the first thing they're going to do? What was the first thing you done? You want to know why. Why can't I touch this? Why can't I be around this? Whatever. So, you know, you definitely want to keep guns and stuff secure from wandering fingers, but at the same time, you don't want that element of curiosity to where they may go behind your back and try to figure it out for themselves. So I think it's important to introduce your kids to safe firearms handling and use at a very young age. I know my oldest daughter started shooting when she was around 7, killed her first deer when she was 8, and has been doing it ever since. There is no taboo with firearms. She understands them, she respects them, she knows how to handle them safely. And you know, that's going to be one of the huge factors in introducing your kids to firearms. Now, this is an area where a lot of us guys are going to have to put our pride to the side. And what I mean by that is, if you aren't extremely fluent in firearms, if you aren't extremely competent and confident in yourself with firearms, then maybe it's a better idea to have someone who is help along with transitioning your child into using guns and being familiar with firearms. It's not an area where you want to go into it maybe not knowing the right things, maybe not imposing the right values, imposing the right manipulation of firearms. Maybe it's something that you don't even know that you're not comfortable with, or know that you're not competent in. So, like I said, kind of give yourself a little gut check your own pride. If it's not something that you are 100% comfortable with, get help. I mean, there are all kinds of programs out there, not gun manufacturers, but like training facilities, stuff like that, that will help with introducing your kids to guns and shooting sports, hunting, all of those things. So, and you know, at a young age, you could learn some habits that are hard to break when you get a little older. And that's what you want to kind of avoid whenever you're bringing them into the shooting sports world. You don't want to be teaching bad habits. In that case, was extremely too long for some reason. Look how much that bailed. I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to measure that here in a minute. But for some reason, that bailed like crazy. But yeah, as far as shooting sports, you know, I think everybody that's watching this channel probably does some form of recreational shooting, probably some form of hunting or whatever. And, you know, get your kids involved. Not only is it good for them, but it's good for you. It is time well spent, something that both will remember. And I think you'll find yourself glad that you did later on. But like I said, gut check yourself. Make sure you're not teaching bad habits. And I know you wouldn't intentionally, so that's why I say, if you're not completely competent and confident, just ask for help. And there's no shame in asking for help. There's no, like I said, there's no macho man type stuff here. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen in ranges a guy with his girlfriend trying to teach her how to shoot, and he's teaching her the worst possible grip, the worst possible stance, just really no clue what he's teaching, not familiar with it, but he don't even know that he's teaching her bad stuff. He's just trying to look tough in front of his girlfriend. That's not something, you know, you can do that with your girlfriend, whatever. It's not something you want to do with your kids. You don't want to teach them bad habits, not off the real. As far as self-defense, you don't even need guns to teach your kids self-defense. Teach your kids when it's correct to use self-defense. A little bit of hand-to-hand might not hurt. When to walk away. Those types of things are going to transfer over once they get a little older and they start actually coming to the age where they can use firearms for carry and defense and all that. Those things, the same strategies, the same theology, the same mindsets are going to apply to whatever you teach your kids coming up about defending themselves, even on the playground. So keep that in mind even before your kids are old enough to start handling firearms. A lot of the same theologies are going to carry over once they do. And hunting, I'm telling you what, when my oldest killed her first deer, I actually have it on video. It's a crappy video, but I have it on video. When she killed her first one, you would have thought that a monster 200-inch deer had just walked out in front of me. And you could hear my breathing, and I was panicking. I was in full-blown panic mode. She was calm as a cucumber. She made the shot. I heard the crash. You could hear my breath turn loose. Just, I was more tore up than she was. That experience was more nerve-wracking, more adrenaline, more just intense for me than any deer I've ever shot. And that was me just sitting beside of her, saying, there it is. And as soon as I saw it, let her know that it was there, I was in just full bore buck fever mode. And I wasn't even the one going to take the shot. So if you haven't, definitely get your kids involved in that. It's an experience like you'll never come across anywhere else. It's definitely something else. But this is not so much of a gripe as most of these are. It's just something kind of fun and something I enjoy talking about. But I told you it wasn't going to be very long, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some more of these fat daddies through the press here. And as always, guys, until next time, stay tuned.